Well, my PTSD is diagnosed stems from an aircraft crash that was in South Korea, and it involved fellow crew members. They weren't in the same airframe we were in. And, being in a little squadron training with those kind of guys, we always worked out together and we were very close knit. And one evening there was a bunch of us out on flying, and we all got called back, and it was an H-60 that hit wires over Korea. Korea is notorious for stringing up wires in the valleys for whatever reason, randomly. And it was a constant struggle to keep ahead of that, but unfortunately there were some unmarked wires. It was a night mission and they got chopped. The helicopters got chopped in half, killed everybody. And the job that I got, my helicopter got, is we had to take out the board team and recover the bodies. And there's nothing to describe that. There's no way to get away from that. It's just a horrible thing. Like I said, it's hard to put into words how you feel dealing with this, because it's like a shameful thing, It really is. Because you don't think it should affect you like that. You see other guys that stayed in the military and done, a lot more than I did, and even finished out their careers and everything, and they talk about that stuff like it's nothing, and I'm not able to do that. So it's very hard for me to talk about it, go get help or anything like that. We're warriors, and we're GIs, government issued. They can utilize us in any way, shape, or fashion, and that's what we really signed on for. I decided to smoke. I wasn't drinking at the time, I wasn't doing anything, and it helped me sleep, it helped me function. The pain wasn't as bad, and I self-medicated, unbeknownst to me that I was self-medicating just because it was doing me good, I didn't get in fights, didn't get in trouble, could function, landed a good job at Intel, When I get a DUI, that's when all hell broke loose. And then I couldn't smoke anymore. So that's when the PTSD came out. So then I had to deal with pain and sleeping issues and everything on my own. I went to the VA and they sent me tons of pills, tons. Every month I can still get them. All I gotta do is call a number, and get tons of these pills sent to me in my mailbox free of charge. And I did that. And my kids didn't know me. I didn't know myself. I hated the way I felt. My wife and I, it was horrible. You don't feel like you have any control over that. It was, the awakening point for me was when my kids would look at me and they didn't look at me like they knew me. And I didn't want to do that anymore. Marijuana doesn't do that to me. Depending on the strain you smoke, it motivates you, it'll get you up, it'll take the pain away. It can do a multitude of things. People don't get it. The problems are huge, with our government and everything. But I can only try to change in a good way my world, or what I affect immediately in my world. And that's just what we're trying to do. My oldest son's old enough to know the difference between when I was on the pills and when I was smoking. He sees a big difference in me. And I've been in family court for 10 years of that. And I largely do because they could use marijuana against me. And if I didn't believe in it that wholeheartedly, then I wouldn't fight for it so much.